So, wow, this is so weird. Um, I don't know why it is weird because I film myself all the time, even though I never post on here. I do. But yeah, it feels really weird to be live in the chance that somehow some random person could stumble across this or not so random person and that they're literally watching me. But that's all right. I guess someone is already watching me, which is very weird, even though hopefully I know who it is. So I want to force myself to sew more. It is actually very hot. I want to force myself to sew more, so I'm going to try for 60 days to come on as many days as possible and sew on here so that I'm kind of holding myself accountable. I'll probably go live for like an hour once a day, and let's see if I actually get some more sewing done than I have in a long time. This is literally just vitamin C water, if you wondered. And yeah, so I'm currently working on this blouse, which my room is pretty crammed right now. So all I have left to do with this blouse is hemming the sleeves, and then on the neckline, I have to add the back neck and the front neck. So first, I think I'm going to just prepare the neckline, which I have neatly packed away because I was supposed to do this video while I was traveling yesterday, but I forgot the blouse, which is still sitting here on my mannequin. So I didn't work on it. But hopefully I'm better in the future because I will be traveling potentially a lot over the next 60 days. I know that makes no sense with this whole corona thing, but that's my job, and my job has not ended yet. So hopefully I learn to stop forgetting stuff so that I can actually make this happen. Technically, I could have possibly worked on getting these ready yesterday, but whatever, I'm doing it now. And yeah, so the reason I wanted to do this, or not even wanted to, but like had the idea to go live on my channel sewing. It's not an original idea. I seen a YouTuber, Savannah Brown. She would go live, I think it was last year, maybe like a year and a half ago. And she would go live like once a week or something, and it was called like Write With Me. And she would like, you can't really read the you can't really read the comments and stuff when you're actually efficiently writing. So she would do like spurts of time when you just sat with her and listened to music and wrote like quietly. And then like every time she braked, which I don't remember how long it was, like maybe every 20 minutes, she would like talk with everyone who's in the chat room or whatever for like 10 minutes. I don't need to do it the exact same way because one, I'm not sharing this with anyone like on social media. So if anyone ends up following me live, they just stumbled across it. So there's going to be very few people that probably follow me live. But then also, I mean, there's one person right now. So, hey, I don't know if you're going to watch this whole thing. It makes me like a little bit nervous, but what is it called? Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, so for me, it's not like that big of a deal. I can read some comments and keep talking like while I'm working because that's what I like to do. If I wasn't live, I'd probably still be talking like to myself. I usually like to listen to podcasts though while I work. That's probably my favorite thing to do. That kind of prevents me from talking a good amount of the time. But sometimes you have feedback on what they're saying, and you don't always have a person in the other room that you can go and annoy and tell them your thoughts to. So, or maybe like you do, but you're like really focused on a project or whatever. So just talk to yourself. It's fine. It's what I prefer to do. I'm by myself a lot and I prefer it. Ask my boyfriend. I never want to be around him. Just kidding. Um, right now, what I'm trying to do here is honestly, I'm unsure how I want to tackle this collar situation. I've started taking it out because there's like little bits of tag and stuff that I'm trying to get rid of right here. But I don't know if I want to take the whole entire collar off because I want to use it. I just don't want it to be so bulky. So I think I'm gonna not take the collar off, but I'm gonna like trim out all this inside fabric just so it's less bulky when I sew it into the sweater. Because I'm doing all French seams on this sweater. And if you know anything about different types of seams, French seams have they're kind of like double the width of a normal seam because you sew the seam twice. So, oh wow, there's two people. Hey, that's interesting. Um, yeah, so they have I feel so awkward with this, like having like people actually watching me do this. But um that's cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna trim out the extra fabric and then I have to connect it onto the sweater top. This is definitely a lot different than filming myself in my room, which I do all the time. Mm. It's just weird being live because you don't know, like, I don't know, like, one, I don't necessarily know who's watching on this. I don't know if you can know, but I don't, and I don't feel like messing with it right now because I'm very, like, not aware of how any of these things work. Um, so yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. I'm a very antisocial person. This really isn't like that much work that I have to do to finish this shirt. So I'm really, really hoping I can finish it today. Even if I don't finish it like on this live stream, I feel like within 2 hours, hopefully I can finish it. Also, how am I holding the scissors? That is the weirdest thing. Someone was saying that I should do live streams on Twitch instead of YouTube. Um, one, I can't do that right now because uh, I made not made an agreement, but my friend um, and co-creator on the Walking Produce, Maura Mitchell, she is doing a 60-day challenge that she made up, which is posting on YouTube for 60 days. And I'm trying to follow her in doing that. She started her challenge yesterday. This is my first day posting, so I'm 1 day behind her. But I don't think that's a really big deal. I don't know why I can't like freaking use. I need to get different scissors. But yeah, so she's doing YouTube, and so I want to do YouTube as well because I want to stay consistent. We're holding each other accountable. She actually made some really great first couple videos. They're really short and cute, so definitely go check them out. I will link it in the description of this video. So like I said, check her out. And they're very short videos, so they're really manageable, and I don't know, they're not boring in any way. I really sold it. I think they're just not boring. Surprisingly, 2 people are still watching this live stream, so that is shocking to me, but I will keep pushing through. Oh, but also what I was going to say about Twitch is that makes me way more nervous because I feel like on YouTube, the only people are going to know that I'm live streaming is, and I could be completely wrong. You could be a totally random people watching me right now. I know one of them because one person put a comment. So that's not random. But other than that person, could be completely random, but most likely it's not. I think it goes to like my subscribers or something, and I only have like 10 subscribers, so that's a pretty small list. But yeah, so Twitch, I've been on Twitch before, and if you're in like the creative section, like there's only a few people like that are on at a time that are streaming. I mean, maybe I looked at it a while ago. Maybe it's way bigger now. But we're like, it's very likely, I feel like, that at least one person comes into your room or whatever it's called and watches you on Twitch. And I don't think I can handle the pressure. Like, I think you guys are 2 people that I know, and I still feel weird doing this. So but it's awesome because it is holding me accountable, and I want to sew for 1 hour every single day. So this is my 1 hour. This is like my office hours. The rest of today, I like literally woke up super late, drank coffee for like, I don't know, 6 hours, and just did nothing. Just literally just kept refilling my coffee cup. That's not true. Actually, I did something really important today, even though I was just like talking and to different people and drinking coffee and in my pajamas. I also talked to my landlord, and I talked to the electric company, and I found out what's going on with my gas. So that's actually really awesome because apparently there is gas in my building, and I have not had gas in since I lived here, and I've lived in my apartment since June. So, that's been a thing. But yeah, so the building has had gas. They believe since according to the I think it was electric company that told me, but maybe it was the building manager, since November. And according to them, someone just asked when they think I'll get this project done. I just said a few moments ago that I plan on getting this project done today, hopefully. But yeah, so I don't know if they wanted me to like stop talking about the gas story, but bottom line is they have had gas. So I'm getting that dealt with now. I have like there's some steps that we have to go through to actually get gas in our apartment, but I think now finally we will get it, which is awesome. I always put stuff like that off, so for me that feels like a huge accomplishment that I actually got that done today. So what I'm doing right now, like this whole thing is made from upcycling. So these clothes like already existed as other pieces. The satin part is was a blouse, and then the back of it and the sleeves are a sweater, and they're from a crew neck sweater. Um and so there was the tag from the pre-existing blouse, and I'm just trying to get this little black part out, which I thought would be super easy, and that's the only reason I am attempting it right now, and it's not super easy. I actually like really have to remove like 3 rows of stitches for some reason to release it. So I should probably give up on that, but since I already started, I'm kind of like continuing through, which is probably not the best decision. Sometimes it's better to just give up because now I'm gonna have more work to do later when I have to like reclose this seam. But what you gonna do? I almost got it out now. Okay, see, it looks so much better now. Like this is the other side that I haven't done yet, and then this is the one I did. So for me, it's worth it because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm going to take the other one out. So what have you guys been doing since everything's been closing down with this coronavirus stuff? Are you still working or are you off of work? Waiting to see if I get any responses. I am personally very torn how I feel because part of me does not want to be flying anymore. Um, but also I hate to not work because then, I feel bad for all the people that don't have an option because it's so stressful to not work and then possibly, be low on money and whatever. So I'm pushing through and I'm still working, but it's very scary to think that they might stop having us work. So I can only imagine how it feels for people that already stopped working and then don't know how long they'll be off work. Okay, cool. So I am done with this bit. So I literally have nothing annoying me there. And then I trimmed out all the extra stuff that was making it kind of like chunky in the neckline because I just don't want it to feel heavy. And I did that on this side as well. And now I already seen how it looks to have this be the front. There's a difference. Like this one has was the back of the blouse. So it has like a actual collar, like a distinguished collar right here. You can see it like the corner. I was considering putting that in the front so it's like more prominent. It's wearable for me because I really like high necklines, but not wearable for everybody. So I want to pin it to the back and see if I prefer it in the front or if I prefer it in the back. The other side of it, so one side of the blouse is going to get this, and then the other side is going to get this, which is this was the neckline, like I said, but then this is just a strip that had the buttonholes. So it went down the shirt, and then there was a side that had buttons on it. So I'm either gonna put this in the front or this in the back, and it'll just be a straight ruffle. It will have buttonholes in it, but I kind of like that. I'm not gonna like properly pin it since I'm just doing this to figure out if I like this look better. Hmm. This is not gonna work for me. It's not that it doesn't look good. I feel like you can't even tell from there. But I need to see it lay. And the way I pinned it is holding it like up, um, like what am I trying to say? It's holding it like stiff. It's not gonna be stiff, so I'm not getting the way it's really looking. Okay, so I'm stand corrected. It's still very um stiff, which I'm not against. Um I guess I just wasn't expecting that. I don't know why. So this is the first blouse that I'm making out of this pattern, but I'm hoping that the pattern fits really nice and is really versatile, and then I can use it to make a bunch of sustainable like upcycle tops. But I'll make adjustments. Like if this neckline is awkward, I mean, not every single shirt is going to have this ruffly collar, obviously, but if the neckline's awkward in some way or it's like too full in the front or something, I can definitely change that. Um, let's see. So right now I'm just trying to see what side I just removed the tag from because that was the inside. But I did such a good job that I can't tell now. So I guess it doesn't matter. I feel like I probably am going to be a little bit more conservative this time, and I'm probably going to lean towards this choice. I genuinely do like to do more, I don't know what the word is, um, less conservative. Things like wearing things backwards and stuff. So I really did think that I would prefer to have the collar in the front. But I'm really trying to be considerate of how other people would feel wearing this item because I want to try to sell more of my pieces moving forward, especially these specific blouses that I'm making. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna lean this way because I think it's gonna be universally more popular to have, the collar in the back like a normal human, like everybody does. So unless it really is blah, but it doesn't seem like it's blah. It seems like it's very alive in the front. Actually, the front might be more alive than the back, and actually, that might be a thing. Like that might be the reason I swap it the other way because it seems very stiff in the front. However, because I guess there's in order to have this be like the button hole area, it's two layers. So it's the ruffle, but then it's also like a backing layer in the back. And I can't remove the backing layer nicely because there's buttonholes, so sewing the two together. And I kind of like it. So that's why the front is so stiff and the back is very chill. So I may eat my words and actually try this the other way. This seems incredibly boring for me. Like, as if I'm imagining if I was watching this, I don't know why anyone would want to watch me just keep trying out different things, but I really want this to be perfect. So I think I might try it the other way because this seems heavy right now. Like it's pulling the shirt forward. And I really want the shoulder to lay flat. I am gonna like sew it in a tiny bit. Um, Yeah, so this is look one with the buttonhole. I'll bring you forward a little bit. With the buttonholes in the front and then the collar in the back. So you can't really see the back. It doesn't seem like that obvious, but it's a lot higher, which is why I originally thought it should go in the back. But it lays nice and flush with the body, which is nice. So I actually really do like it like this. I'm not against it. And I'm going to trim it. So right now there's extra obviously hanging off because I'm just doing this to test, but I'm going to trim it and like the ruffles are going to end right here. And these parts are going to be tacked together, but not completely together. So this is going to have an opening because there's no like zipper or anything on this shirt. And the shirt is like somewhat stretchy because this is a sweater in the back. And then the front is completely cut on the bias. So it does have a lot of give to it. I don't want to stretch out the shirt, but it does have a lot of give. So you could definitely get it on, but it is still a non-stretch material originally. So I want to leave the neckline kind of open so you have no chance of ripping the neckline when you try to get your head in and out. But yeah, so let's take this all off because why not? Let's just check it out, see what it looks like the other way, and then most likely I'll take it all off again and put it back this way. But either way, I would be taking it all off again because I'm doing French seams, like I said, and it requires me pinning it a very specific way in order to sew it. So it's fine. All right. I'm still just thinking about the fact that this is live right now, and I'm like, it's so weird. So weird. It's so not me, but it's cool, I guess. So if anyone doesn't know, I'm just gonna ramble on with random topics because I'm filming this, and I want to make it as um, I don't know, interesting as possible. I guess I have no idea. But yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, I am a flight attendant when I am not making clothes or whatever else I do. When I'm actually making money. So I haven't. I actually haven't been flying. I didn't fly for 3 weeks because I was on vacation. It just worked out. And then I did feel like I might be getting sick, so I called out to be safe. And then I wasn't really sick at that time. It didn't seem like it, so I went on my next trip. So I went on my first trip in 3 weeks. The last like I came back yesterday, so I went away like 3 days ago, and it's very interesting right now. Like I was saying before, I really don't know how to feel about everything that's going on right now. It's obviously horrible. And I feel for all of the people that are working in the healthcare field and stuff because um, I can't even fathom like what they're dealing with. I have a friend who's a nurse and she isn't even in like, a major city where they're, like here in New York City, it must just be absolute mayhem, like what they're dealing with at these hospitals. And in other countries like Italy, I can't even imagine. Um, but as far as flying goes in this situation, it's the opposite. Like there's absolutely no one flying. So it's a very interesting feeling because in one respect, it's horrible. Like it's bad. It's bad for everyone that's going through hard times, and it's also bad for my company because we're not making any money. But on the daily, like the flights are absolutely empty. Like we're just flying around, by ourselves, hanging out with our crew. Like it's such a different. I mean, there is. I've been flying 2 years now, over 2 years now. So that's not a long time, like compared to like the people I work with all the time. But it's long enough that I've experienced like slow season and all of that. But there's one it's one thing to have like one flight or like a couple flights in your trip that are really, really empty. And that's always kind of like really exciting to a flight attendant, even though, of course, we want our flights to be sold out just for the fact that it's good for business. But just for your mental health, it's really nice to have like um, a emptier flight once in a while because for the most part, the company I work for tends to have oversold flights and really full flights. So it's nice when you can have like an empty flight. But it's completely different when you have a whole entire trip which is the one I just got off of, where like every flight, like the most people we ever had on a flight was maybe like just over 40 people. But I honestly don't even think that's the case. I think the most people we had was like 39 people. And I wasn't flying on the smallest planes either. I was flying on like a medium sized plane. If you know anything about aircraft, which I really don't know if you people know about aircraft. I think one of you may know. But I was flying on an Airbus 321 most of the trip, which I believe holds like 199 people, maybe 194 people. Um, and it only had 34 customers. Like there was one flight that we had only two people in first class, and that airplane holds 20 people in first class, I think. And so there was two people. That is crazy, crazy. So actually, I just finished this, and I was reasonably happy with the last one. Like I wasn't blown away by how it looked, but I can imagine that's going to be a lot better when I properly sew it in because it's very roughly pinned in right now. Um, I think I'm gonna go with the way it was last time. I'll show you. You could give me your opinion if you want. I try to take other people's opinions as best as I can, but then I usually, when it comes to this stuff, I'm gonna be honest. I probably will go with my gut. But give me your opinion. This is the front. So I actually really like it. The same thing. I don't know why I'm torn right now because I really do like how this is looking, especially when I look on the computer. I like it for the same reason I liked it the other way. I liked on the other one how this part just um fell onto like the back of the shoulders. And then I also am liking how it's just really falling on the front of the neck. This is very me. Like I would wear this. I love high necklines, but a lot of people don't like things touching their neck, which is what I'm trying to be thoughtful of. I really like it though. I totally changed my mind. I just talked myself into this side. I don't know how. And then I actually really like the back. I think the back is so strong on this one. Um, wow, I don't know. I just completely changed my mind. I didn't. It takes me a second to like grasp things, I guess, and then now I like it. Because on the other one, I did like that it was falling, but I think this is stronger. Like the buttons being in the front was like whatever, but the buttons being in the back is like an actual solid moment. It's a lot stronger. It is a lot stronger. You know what? No, I'm gonna go with my original idea, which was this one. I did this idea originally, and then I tried the other idea, and I was just double checking this idea. This is my original thought, and this is right. Like when I look at the front and how it's just that is everything. So the movie I was originally thinking when I designed this top, because if you don't know, I want to do a collection. I kind of look a mess right now. Random thoughts. I want to do a collection that is this style of shirt, Um, I call this the Felicity blouse. And my brand is Trace Anula, if you didn't know. But I only have, by the way, this sleeve is like beautifully sewn on. It's not hemmed, but it's beautifully sewn on. I did not realize this sleeve is not sewn on yet, and that is why it's just like really horribly hanging here. But this is the Felicity blouse. When I wanted to come up with names for the shirts, there's going to be two styles of shirts. This one is really feminine. It's cropped. It's loose. It has kind of like a like, I don't know if I'm correct in saying this, but like it gives me a vintage vibe by having like the elongated t-shirt sleeve length. Um, and yeah, so feminine one is called Felicity, and I was trying to think of names that were in some way like thoughtful to me, like favorite characters in movies or favorite musician or whatever. But when I look at this blouse, the only thing I can think of is Felicity. I just think it's like super, whenever I hear that name, it's like a super girly, ruffly, flowery type of name. And that's why I thought that was perfect for this blouse. I have no relation to anything named Felicity. I think there's like a really good show in like the early 2000s or 90s called Felicity, and I watched like some trailers for it one time, and it looked great. Look into it. Um, but I never seen it, so it does not relate to this blouse. And also, I don't think that show in any way encapsulates this blouse. But what is it called? The only thing that I do relate to called Felicity is the American Girl doll. I think there was an American Girl doll named Felicity, and maybe she was like super ruffly. If I remember, she had red hair. I could be wrong. But anyways, does not matter. I chose that as the name. And then the other blouse I want to do is like a little more unisex, and it's more like a regular t-shirt, like a unisex t-shirt, and it's going to have the same neckline, which you can't tell from this, not the ruffle, but the pre-ruffle neckline, where it kind of like scoops away right here. And again, like since these are upcycled fabrics, it's not gonna always or it's not going to always be stretchy, the fabric. So I'm trying to like account for that ahead of time and have like patterns that account for that. Like if it's not super stretchy, you can still pull it over your head. So it is going to have that like opening, kind of like a sailor top right here. But I don't want to make it super obvious, which was why I was trying to make sure like it's not going to like flop over or anything. Um, that's obviously, like I said, like a work in progress. I can edit the patterns if I need to. But long story short, that unisex shirt is going to be called Dylan because I'm kind of obsessed with Bob Dylan. I mean, not heavily obsessed anymore, just moderately. And growing up, I was very, very heavily obsessed with Bob Dylan. I have like posters that I want to hang around my room because this apartment is not completely decorated yet. I would like to show you really quickly though, while we're on the topic of decorating, I did just stain my shelves gray and they look absolutely amazing. They were originally just unstained, unpolished shelves that I got from IKEA. And then next week, hopefully, I will put wallpaper backing on them and pegboard across the middle shelf so I can hang all my tools on it. Super excited. But yeah, I just want to show you. They're gray now and they're very nice. They don't match my desk at all. I was hoping to stain them this color. That didn't happen. But that's fine. I think it will still look really nice. But yeah, so that's my tangent about like what's going on with these blouses and why I'm making them. I don't even know how I got on that topic. But yeah, so this is the Felicity blouse and I'm going to do it this way. So now I just have to repin it so that I can sew them. All right, my room is kind of smashed right now because of the fact that I stained the shelves. About a week and a half ago, before I stained them, I had my room how it has been like for the past 8 months. You can kind of like back up a little bit. You're like really close to me. Um, Wow, I find myself so hilarious. What is it called? So my room used to be very spread out. Like this desk is normally not here. This desk is usually over there, in front of my shelves actually, and this table is usually like pushed over there. And you can't see it, but right now I have like a rail of clothes right here, and I have a mirror right here, my ironing board, clothes racks like on the wall over here, and it's very like close together, and it's kind of cute. It's kind of cozy. Um, I like the look, but like it's not very efficient. That's why like my chair keeps like hitting all over the place. Um, but yeah, so that's not gonna stay like that forever. But I really don't feel like moving it all back, and then next week when we want to put the shelves together properly, because I need to take like um tempered wood. um we're gonna wallpaper the wood, and then we're gonna drill it to the back of the shelves, so we're gonna have to pull the shelves away from my bed, which they're like pushed up against right now, and so we're gonna need space again, pretty much. So I don't really want to put everything back and then have to take it all back again. So that's why my room's like this. And literally, I only showed you the shelves for 1 second, so you probably couldn't think about it. But there's literally nothing on my shelves right now, and they usually have a lot of stuff on them because they're not just for look. I need them for storage. I live in New York. Also, as much as I try to be a minimalist, I just really don't think I am. I can't be. I love the dollar store too much. I literally buy so many things from there all the time. It's crazy. I wanted to go to the dollar store right before I did this live stream, but all I needed to get was like 8 frames, which is really like unnecessary. And I just wanted it so that I could put up some like affirmations and like goals I set for myself. I wanted to like put them in these clear frames and like put them on my shelves. Um, that would be cute and all, but then I like discussed it with myself and kind of decided I was being stupid and I really should not go to the store, especially the dollar store, because in my area where I live, it is like the most popular store in the entire I don't know, little area, few blocks, and it's always crowded. Not last week, but like a couple days ago before I went on my trip, I had to go there to get some snacks and stuff before my trip, and it was so packed. Like I don't understand. I feel like it's packed every single day. These people buy like their Corona supplies or whatever every single day. Like everyone is buying like 3 carts full of like groceries and necessities from the dollar store, but like every day. I don't understand. Like, people aren't like taking the subway to get to this disgusting dollar store. Or it's a Dollar Tree, let's be clear. But like people are not taking the subway to get there. These are just people that live within walking distance. They're the same people I feel like every day that are there. It's crazy. But I didn't get like I'm checking the time now and I have not got that far on this shirt for the amount of time that I've been live. So I apologize if you were trying to get like any sort of like sewing knowledge, you're probably not going to get that from these live streams because it's almost been an hour. It's been 50 minutes and I pretty much just decided how I want to do this collar. But that's fine. I'm probably only going to live stream for an hour, but then I'm going to continue sewing and hopefully I will post on Instagram today or tomorrow this top fully completed. So let's see if that can happen. Um, yeah, I pinned it wrong. This is a common thing for me. I pinned it wrong. I pinned it as if it's a regular seam and not a French seam. And I very much want it to be a French seam, which I've said many times. So I should know by now. But this is common. This is what I do. This is why it takes me so long to sew anything because I literally pin it, unpin it. But you know what? I'd much rather pin it wrong than sew it wrong. Let's be real. Sewing it wrong is just a nightmare. So no one ever wants to get out a seam ripper. It's so irritating. So this is much better. I'm genuinely very curious who's watching this for an hour. Like, I have literally just been rambling about nothing. And also, at some points, I'm just like not even paying attention to the fact that I'm live. So, this is very interesting to me. But again, because it is almost like an hour in, and I'm going to, after I finish pinning this, I think I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you for not actually sewing with me because I've sewed nothing. um, but we've cut some stuff. We've used the seam ripper in the beginning, which is a key piece to sewing. Once you learn to use a seam ripper, you can go anywhere. Um, but I just wanna, like, once again, just let you know that in the what is it called? The description of this video or whatever, after I take it off the live when I end the stream, I guess. I don't know what this is called. I don't know what I'm doing here. But once I end the stream, I am going to link Maura Mitchell's channel in the description. Definitely check her out. Her videos are super short right now. She has like older videos that are longer. She has short films. She has a whole bunch of stuff that's interesting on her page that you can check out. But what I'm recommending right now is if you check back every day, especially if you're coming to my channel. I don't know why in the world you would come back to this channel after watching this hour-long live stream. But for any reason you come back and want to watch me ramble and not learn anything about sewing whatsoever, come back and then also go to her channel and check out her new video because every single day she is posting a little video. For the next 60 days, and they are really well done. They're really just beautifully done videos. I really want to say that. Um, Very artistic, simple. I mean, the one she posted today was just, it was less artistic and less beautiful, let me be clear, compared to the first one. It was just a vlog. But it was fun and it was cute and it was relatable. So yeah, check her out. Um, Definitely watch the first one. I thought it was so um again beautifully done. I don't know, I can't really think of words right now, so I keep repeating the same words, but I promise you, it's nice. It's good vibes. I don't know what I'm saying. And yeah, other than that, I'm kind of like feeling like this is not evenly matching up at all. Oh, la, 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 la. Let me find the middle. This stuff happens sometimes when you're not paying attention. You really need to decide if you're going to do something properly. You should really mark what the middle of a collar is, or the middle of like a shirt or whatever you're matching. Mark the middle of it and then mark it up to the middle of the other thing so it's centered, because otherwise it's not centered and that's really annoying. I'm still wondering what is the front and what is the back. I'm going to say this is. Okay, so I want, if this is the front, I'm putting fronts together. Okay. So one last thing because I am about to end this, and what I'm going to do when I finish, I'm slouching so much that it almost hurts. The heck? While I'm sewing like the rest of this, I will probably listen to my favorite podcast because a new episode came out yesterday, every Monday. Um, and I think like a couple other times during the week. I think on Wednesdays or Fridays, they do an episode that I really like called Monica and Jess Love Boys. But the podcast itself is called Armchair Expert. And Monday's episode was with a doctor that's talking about the coronavirus and just like some more information or whatever. I personally am not trying to like get sucked into like too much of like constant news on the coronavirus because it's just I don't think it's the best thing for your mental health. Be aware, definitely stay aware about what's going on and like if there's any like new rules where you live and whatever. I definitely believe in that. And I'm definitely like keeping up to date on my work email and stuff just because I want to be informed if there's any updates. But all that said, I do recommend this podcast and I will listen to it even though it's about corona and whatever because I just really that's how much I like this interviewer. Armchair Expert is with Dak Shepard. He's an actor. And it's always fascinating everything he has to say or like his how he interacts with his whatever it's called, the people he's interviewing. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Is I'm about to go watch or listen to Armchair Expert while I finish this. So I highly recommend it. And but yeah, so I am going to go do that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you're watching this after like I went live, I'm also very curious because of how like far into this video you actually get. I highly doubt you'll get to the end if you're not watching this live because it seems like this is the most boring video on earth, but it will be there. And if somehow you did get this far, just one more reminder, check out Maura's page. All right, see you guys later or tomorrow or never again if this was like the most boring hour of your life. But yeah, um, my thing just like did a little ding. I don't know what that means. I don't know. That was super weird to me. I just heard like a ding. Don't know. I know nothing. Okay, so anyways, bye guys. Have a good night.